I looked around her, the people standing behind her and all of that. I didn't see any Kwuli-Kwuli seller, standing around her, or an Akara fryer, standing around her. What I saw there is society women, right? I think as a government, when you are thinking about pulling your people out of poverty, it should be very strategic. In different countries, what they do is they develop what they call PRSP, Poverty Reduction Strategy Plan. That's what they develop. So in that plan, they will pull in, based on statistics like we have today, that about 140 million Nigerians are living in multidimensional poverty. So you need to capture that 140 million and group them by ages, how many are educated, non-educated, and so on and so forth. So when you do all those mapping, you will now develop a targeted program that will reach out to each of the groups of people. The presidency, the Aso Villa, the wife of the president and her team should think more better opportunities for Nigerian women, not just Akara and Kwuli-Kwuli business, but the kind of business that can sustain a family, that can help a woman to support her husband, or a man to support her wife. Akara business is not just for women. Man does Akara business and all of that. But we are looking at an empowerment program that when it comes to the family, it can lift them out of poverty, not sustaining them in poverty. So they should think better and then come up with a strategy, with a plan, and with data on these women and how and what kind of program is best suited for each group of women. And then the government can provide the funding to support them. Hello my people, welcome to my channel. This is Andy Media TV. So guys, I saw a video where the wife of the president, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, was addressing the press, with some people around her, talking about her empowerment program, to Nigerian women. And the empowerment program she was kind of talking about was how, she gave her some grants, to some Nigerian women to start up Akara business, frying Akara, this bean cake, frying Akara business, even selling Kwuli-Kwuli, and all those kind of petty trading. So she was saying that with her full chest, in terms of these are part of the good things she has done for Nigerian women. She also mentioned a lot of stuff in terms of how she has given out billions to, during the TB, crisis, how she has trained some people in a scholarship program, and a whole lot of stuff she was kind of mentioning. And I think what, got people talking was the boldness, of her talking about empowering women to start doing Akara business, to start doing Kwuli-Kwuli business and all of that in 2026. This is not 1970 or thereabout. So in this modern age, where a lot of women, are, heading the banking sector, the ICT sector, and even in government, National Assembly, in so many, other areas, and we are still at the age of talking about roadside business, selling Kwuli-Kwuli. And I wonder why she didn't add suya, into the things that she was, mentioning. So yeah, I agree that, there are different levels and capacities of, persons out there, not just women, it's about the people. So, but if an empowerment program is majorly targeted at the women, and then there's no problem with that. All right. So she's looking after her gender, as the case may be. But I looked around her, the people standing behind her and all of that. I didn't see any Kwuli-Kwuli seller, standing around her, or an Akara fryer, standing around her. What I saw there is society women, right? And I recall that, I think that was early this month or last month, late last month, May or June, this June, I recall when the children in Oyo State was kidnapped, right? And taken to the forest with their teacher. I recall that the first lady they are dishing out cars to 5 women leaders in different states, in Oyo State, right? In Osun State, in Bauchi State, and there are 2 other states, the state that are not controlled by, APC. She gave out cars worth millions of naira, right, to each of these women. I wonder why she didn't mobilize them to go and start selling Kwuli-Kwuli or selling Akara, on the street. But she gave those ones cars. But there are people who are good to fry Akara and Kwuli-Kwuli in these modern times. So, and the way she's putting it up, even if you want to fry Akara, for example, how much it will cost you with the high cost of, food materials in the country to get a mini bag of beans. I need to start up, get a bag of beans, groundnut oil, firewood or charcoal, even the spot where you will fry it, government officials will come and chase you out. That place is not meant to fry Akara, or they will be collecting all kinds of different kinds of tickets from you. You pay this one, you pay that one, then they cripple and push you out of that business, right? It's the same people. who is talking about you starting the same business and the same people who come and cripple that business by collecting different kinds of taxes and intimidating you and sending you out. We remember, we have seen, all kinds of videos of this nature. Government officials will come, their tax collectors will come, carry your things and put in the car, arrest you and join. So where will the person frying the akara? In his house or where? And then bring it to where to sell. So, or be hawking it. And that is one of the reasons why we have so many out of school children, because their mother is frying akara. When she fries, she puts it on the tray for the children to go out there to go and sell. Children that are supposed to be in the school, they will be hawking akara, pure water and mineral on the street. That is the issue. Because it's not about frying the akara. You need to market it, right? It's not all the time people come to your spot to come and buy. So you need to take it out to the places where you will have a lot of customers and all of that. So when you look at the kind thinking these people in power has, you begin to wonder, what dream, what vision do they have for this country? If in 2026, the wife of the president, what she have at the back of her mind is to set up Nigerian women to be selling Kwuli-Kwuli. Kwuli-Kwuli is granite chaff, granite chaff, and then selling akara. That is bean cake, fry it, fry yam, fry plantain, and all of that. If that is the thinking she has for Nigerian women at this era, then that is so worrisome to think. But there are a group of women she dish out cars to. There are a group of women she gives billions to, right? But there are a group that is good to fry akara. Why not invest that funds in terms of building their capacity? In ICT, building their capacity, in sewing, in building their capacity, soap making, drink making, like all this zobo, stuff like that people take, right? Setting them up to be selling food items. They go learn how to, sell the food items, get the materials from local sources. You mobilize them with the cash. They start up their own selling. Something that when you set up that person, the person can be able to support herself, support her family, and support her children. When somebody is frying akara, how much does the person will make in a day from that small scale to be able to, pay, school fees, be able to, take care of the family and cater for the needs of his home with this high cost of living that is, bedeviling everybody right now. So when you look at that, we see that no matter how the person fries the akara, it's not going to sustain them, on the long term, even on the interim. Now look at a woman frying akara now and has 3 kids. Let me use 3 kids. And those 3 kids are, maybe one in the university, 2 in secondary school or thereabout. And how much is their school fees for the 3 of them? The one in the university, how much is the school fees? Cannot be less than 500K. The one in secondary school, the one in the other one in secondary school, how much will she pay for their school fees alone? How much is their rent? How much is transportation to school? If the other one lives in the hostel, how much does he pay in the hostel? Buy books, clothing, feeding, and all of it. Is it what Akara business will do for her? And these days now, there's quite a whole lot of things happening today that you can sit in the comfort of your home, order food, and it's delivered to your, shop or to your office, and you eat quality meal, not just, bean cake and all of that. So there are a lot of, challenges in all of that. So, yes, some people will argue that, people in the rural communities, will be able to fry akara, this and that and that and that. But looking at the purchasing power of the people, looking at how many people are even employed to be able to even afford to even buy the akara when the woman has fried it, that's another different ballgame altogether, because things are difficult, things are hard. Many people are jobless. They are dependent on maybe their family members in the diaspora or friends or relatives that are, somewhere else. That is the point. Anyways, we will, dissect some of these issues and then come to a conclusion in this video. But before we proceed, if you are new to my channel, please kindly like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel and put on your notification bell so that when my next video drop, it will be among those that will be notified. First, let's listen to the first lady and hear what she said from the horse's mouth, and then we'll take it off from there. Don't go away.
We're trying to give hope, and to start Akara business doesn't take a lot of money. To start roasting corn, or somebody even said about grant, you see, they're saying that Kwuli-Kwuli doesn't take much. We didn't give them a loan, we gave it to them as a grant. So we've encouraged Nigerians as best as we could. What is within our hands, I have given, and I keep giving. And those are the things we've done. I remember giving for TB. When I heard there's so much TB cases, I gave 2 billion. To breast cancer, I gave 1 billion. To food malnutrition, I gave 500 million. So those are the things we've been doing, and making sure we can make sure that whatever this government is trying to do, that it will see the light of the day. So in agric we've done, in social investment we have, in education we've given a little bit of scholarship, ICT training, and with NIDA. So, and all those are things, and we are still open, still want to do more. The narrative has really changed, has changed to challenge the average man, whereas the average man is supposed to have hope. So I like the idea that Mr. President said this is the renewed hope agenda. We have to renew our hope. And that's how we renew our hope, And that's what I have to tell Nigerians.
Thank you very much.
They don't give up. Just keep. We're a very proud nation.
All right. Welcome back. So you heard what you were saying. You saw the society women around her. Are they Kwuli-Kwuli sellers? They don't sell Kwuli-Kwuli to get there. She that is the first lady, if she's selling Kwuli-Kwuli, she can't be first lady. Right? If she's selling Akara, she can't be the first lady. So we should be thinking about quite a whole lot of, something that is, we pull our women out of poverty. How many Nigerians, if every Nigerian is selling Akara Kwuli-Kwuli, then who will be the buyer? Who will be the buyer? So my worry with it is there's nothing wrong, doing Akara business or doing Kwuli-Kwuli business or whatever business, whatever anybody feel he can do, as far as it's legitimate and you are earning legitimate income from it. I don't have a problem with that. That's it. So, but I think as a government, when you are thinking about pulling your people out of poverty, it should be very strategic. And that is why I'm an advocate of planning, right? I've been in the planning, and development world for over 10 years. So I understand how this whole thing works. In different countries, what they do is they develop what they call PRSP, Poverty Reduction Strategy Plan. That's what they develop. So in that plan, they will pull in, based on statistics like we have today, that about 140 million Nigerians are living in multidimensional poverty. So you need to capture that 140 million and group them by ages, how many people fall within this age bracket and all of that. Then how many are educated, non-educated, and so on and so forth. So when you do all those mapping, you will now develop a targeted program that will reach out to each of the groups of people. Somebody that is an elderly woman, that's the kind of strategy we use for that person, that kind of business we will use for that person. Like she's talking of Akara business and all of that. They may fall within the group of those people who already aged in the village and all of that, who can just be doing that every morning just to keep body and soul together and stuff like that, to support their husbands in whatever they are also earning. So the next group, younger women who can do sewing, who can make soap, who can do trading, who can do all sorts of other businesses, then we put in there. In abroad, women drive Uber, women drive trucks, women drive all kinds of anything man can drive, women drive them abroad. So you can create that kind of plan and then procure vehicles for Uber business for these women, the younger women who can do the driving and all of that. Then register the vehicle, put tracker on them and all of that. You can give them on hire purchase. They start doing airport taxis and all those kind of things. Your younger women, yes, go abroad. I was in Dubai. It was a woman that was carrying me everywhere I went to. In Dubai, in America, same thing. Everywhere you go, in Paris, same thing. In France. So women do that. So you can create all those kind of programs targeted at different groups of people. So you can't come and say blanketly that women can be empowered to do Akara business, to do this one and do that one. So if you can dish out cars to women leaders who are APC women leaders in the 5 states APC are not controlling, if you multiply 5 cars, the value of those 5 cars, you know how many $1 million naira we are talking about? We are talking about huge millions of naira. There is no brand new car now that is less than how many million now in Nigeria? Brand new cars. So even if they buy fairly used, that is still in high grade, you know how many million it will be per car, multiplied by 5. Imagine if that money was shared to 100 women, to start mini business. It will go a long way. So, but there are people that are good to dish out, free cars to register the car for them, even give them more money. Why? Because they are working for their own personal interest. So, but when it comes to one that is not in their personal interest, they just treat them anyhow, give them small grants. They will say they have empowered them. Do you know what it will cost to start Akara business in Nigeria today? You'll be talking about close to 300,000. That is the honest truth. To start small Akara business, by the time you go to bag of beans, go to groundnut oil, gallon of groundnut oil, go to buy the yam. How many pieces of yam will you buy today? You buy the yam, buy plantain, buy potato, buy the beans and process it, blend it, and all of that and all of that. By the time you put all the costs together, you'll be looking at 300,000 with the cost of living that is about 48%, food inflation, food prices. So when you look at all of that, it's not a small deal. We have not added the hours the person is spending to do all of that and go through the stress, prepare the thing, and people will come and buy. And at some point, the purchasing power of the people within the locality, how many people can even afford to even buy that akara? There are people who don't eat on daily basis because things are hard, things are difficult. So, when these people are in Aso Rock, when you go to Aso Rock, right, they cook daily basis. There are cooks that prepare food. People eat, drink. You take tea. You just enjoy your life as an employee. There, people eat. Things are there. So these people don't understand because they don't go to the market. They don't shop around. They don't do all these things that we do on daily basis. Running around buying groceries, buying. So we know the cost of good food items in the market. These people don't know. All they know is that the one this is on the table. The one that is on the table. How it goes and comes in, they don't care. There are people responsible for running all those errands, not them. So how we don't understand what we're talking. So that's why when we make video like this and we're talking that things are hard, Bayo Ononuga will tell you that you have not seen the hunger people are talking about because you don't understand. He stays in there in Aso Rock, eat there till he close from work and go home. And when he gets home, the wife has prepared whatever she can prepare. All she knows, he drops money. The wife goes to market, do whatever she needs to do. So he doesn't go there to know what is going on. So the people he see are the same people who was in the villa, like him. So how many times does he have time to trek the street, go shop around and see what people are going through? He doesn't, because he's there in the villa with AC and all, so he doesn't know what people are going through. So you don't blame him as the case may be. So, and you don't see hunger. People feel hunger. But you see the way they look. People look stressed because they are hungry and angry at the same time. Okay, so I think in 2026 we should be thinking of more better empowerment programs, not Akara business and this thing. How many people have? If you look at the ratio of people who are in Akara business and how many of them have succeeded over the years to use that Akara business to do a lot of things in their family, they are very few, very very few, and they will tell you the suffer what they have gone through to get to that point. So with the high cost of living in Nigeria right now, will Akara business sustain a family? That is the point. Because in some places, you see one Akara business, you see another one here. So how many people are buying? Most cases, they eat the Akara by themselves because people don't buy a lot. So people prioritize what they spend their money now, or especially when it comes to food. They better eat okpa, right? They will be taking only water to feed the stomach. So things are hard for people. That's what they don't understand. So if the people around the first lady there wearing all kinds of dresses, those gold the first lady is wearing, did she forget that if you go to Dubai, you see women selling those gold? How does she now think that Nigerian women can also open gold shop and be selling gold in Nigeria? That is the point. So she's not thinking of all this kind of more better business that can sustain that family, as the case may be. Looking at, let it be you are doing something. Nigeria has passed that stage. Anything you are doing now that is not too productive to pay your bill, then that thing, there's no need wasting your time on it. That's the honest truth. You can't be doing something because you just want to have something you are doing. No. Anything you are spending your time to do should be able to, pay for that time that you are putting in to do that thing. That's the way it works. So that's why you see abroad, people don't just do things. They do things, they will assess the thing and be sure, if I'm putting 40 hours in this job per week, the money I'm making that week, will it be able to solve my at least greater percentage of my challenges that week, pay my bills that week? If no, the person will decide not to take up the job. Yes, that's why I've seen people, they got a job, $20 per hour. They said no, because they have checked it and saw that that job is not adding value to them. They're not going to take it because it costs them time to go there, the stress, the mental stress, the family stress and all those things. So you better spend this time in what that can be productive to pay, that for that time is putting in there. So that is it. So I think the first lady need to, bring in development response. If she really want to help Nigerian women, all right, to help her develop, this poverty reduction strategy paper for the women, since her focus is on the women and maybe children. You develop that, use your data. You can work with MBS. They can provide some data in terms of number of women by age group, by education, qualification, by whatever. When they bring all those data, you use the data to, develop this program and set up targeted program to all this group of women, and then cost it and know how much that is needed to do all of that, and then you begin to roll out the program to targeted people, and then you will see how the change will come. But this one, you just sit down or come to camera and be talking. You give 2 billion to this one, you give all those money are not going anywhere. As you are giving that money, people are trapping the money. Go and check the TB. You say you gave, is it 2 billion? Go and check how many of that 2 billion went to that TB program. That's what you don't understand. So They do conditional cash transfer. Go and check how much of that conditional transfer really went to those, targeted poor people. That is the issues. Okay, so it's something that we need to be intentional about. If you want to pull people out of poverty, you must be intentional about it. You must create a plan. You must create a strategy on how to do it. It's not something you wake up one morning, got 2 billion from one donor, you carry it, go somewhere, throw it there, and say you have helped these people. No. If just think about it. If since Bola Tinubu came into power, Nigerian people that are living in multi-dimensional poverty is now 140 million, according to the latest data now. So the question is, if your intervention programs are working, the people in poverty should be dropping and not increasing. Maybe by the time they do another one, it will be 150 million. It's showing that no targeted program is working because they don't have a framework. They don't have a strategy paper. They don't have, an intentional plan on how to do these programs. That is the reason. But when you have an intentional program, that's where you develop, including monitoring and evaluation on how to track the programs, the implementation, to be sure it's working or it's not working. And then at some point you do evaluation and know what works and what doesn't work. And then you will take the lessons learned and, improve the program over time. So guys, it's good to take advice of the wife of the president. As you can see, our guy, Peter Akara for Nigeria, he took that advice and he has started his own Akara business. So let's watch Peter Akara and see how he's doing in his business. And we hope that in the next couple of months, Peter Akara will become the top Akara seller in Nigeria. Let's look at him and see how it goes.
Tinubu wife, our dear pastor first lady, man. Thank you for inspiring me. I've started my Akara business, man. As you advise us, I don't start Akara and Akamu business. You don't take anything. Please, back, add this thing or that this thing. Make nobody. Add that market, back. We don't know, say our dear woman of God. We don't know, say this Akara business, they boom like this. After this, I'm also going to add Opehe and Ogiri. That is Dawadawa. They move. And also firewood. I go Wukari. We don't know, man. How many they don't say for them? How much you don't say? Back. In fact, now I start Akara market. Where Tinubu was saying we do that. She say her son, Sheyi Tinubu. Now him they say for front there. In fact, his third daughter, the husband and sister, sorry, daughter for Lashade, Auntie for Lashade, she too, we don't know say na Akara she sell become Iyaloja. The market they go do for Benin, for Oba Benin, she won't make they sell Akara and Ogi. After that, we go start to sell firewood from Wukari. No, let's start this thing, Bodo. Now, President, why say we sell Akara and this thing? Because since we start, now maybe pepper, now maybe salt. After that, also, we don't even know say the APC women leaders where you share motor for. It is for them to start Akara and Akamu business. How much you want buy? How much you want buy, my sister? Papa, there's no time. Give me how many Akara you they buy? Please, buy nice Akara here. Tinubu wife inspired Akara. Our pastor first lady wife. You they try, madam. You they try. We don't know say US youth now Akara. They say now they use makeup. How many this thing? Papa, there's no time. We don't want 500 naira old. Madam, take. Customer no wrong with my market too. 2027. If we not go collect PVC, vote this rubbish. Come out. When I go clear. Hold your market. Make you they go. So they say husband they good, wife go wicked, wife good, husband wicked. Tinubu and the wife, which one be the good, which one be the wicked? Fire, petrol, action. Now we not there so. They buy nice Akara here. Uncle Shay, we don't know say your daughters na Akara they say now they go New York safe. We don't know. You want to get a join and a bit plantain. I better go. Make una go find. If you there online and you need space there, make you collect your market back. No time. Yam, how much you want take, my sister? Make a put potato join now. You get your PVC. First tenor, they say when I sell Akara and Ogi. Second tenor, they go give you money fresh and handkerchief. Make you go wash dead body for mortuary. Take. Like no collect PVC, they go where you they go. What be the next lesson? Money. You don't go. Buy nice Akara here. Tinubu wife inspired Akara markets. How many you want, my dear sister? No come put transport my market too. Beans don't cheap, everything don't cheap. It's not cheap. Not top that, Our first lady say you don't need any money for you to start this business. Now small change. May they bring money. You see the only group where they do. You need space too, you want sell or you want buy. You want the potato. All right, let's go. I mean they give space. Don't forget when a person I dare you the same market because how much you don't put there. No put pepper. You want see, not spoil my market too. Not spoil market where I start because of a woman of God first lady. Okay, don't spoil. Right, don't spoil. You don't collect PVC. This one now just first time when I they see like this. So second time if you allow this one. Hungry day. When your first time the same you go start to sell Akara and Ogi, you then they say hungry day. No go start market. Hungry day. Take Akara. Where your PVC? Where your PVC? Oh yeah, take me you they go. Hungry day because of she take customer. If we allow this news has come back 2017, tap pound, down. My name is Peter from Nigeria. Oh, yeah, I beg, oh, come, oh. I can for fire. Mommy, close fire. Oh, my God, my fire.
All right, welcome back. And as you can see, he's running the business, with all vigor. He's frying, he's turning the beans in the mortar, and also selling the, akara to the people as well. So it's multitasking, as the case may be. And now you see the reason why most of our children are hawking on the street, because it's not a business for one person. As you can see, you can't be frying, turning the beans, selling the akara to people all at the same time. And in most cases, they have to hawk it around the street for people to buy, because not everybody can come to the spot, leave their shop to come to the shop to buy. And that's what our children does these days. Their mother is doing this kind of business. They put them on the tray for them, even the pap, and all of that. They take it to different streets and markets and be selling the time they're supposed to be in school. That is why we're having high number of out-of-school children. So you can understand the impact of this kind of business on our children and the future of our children. So it's also part of the things you need to understudy. You not just say Akara business, Kwuli-Kwuli business, or Suya business and all of that. So a lot of things need to go down to be able to understand this business and the impact on our children, and also how can a family in this current economy, high cost of living, survive by selling Akara on the street? That is a question that we need to answer. So I'm going to leave it here. So guys, I know most people are for and against. I have nothing wrong with Akara business. People do it and people use it in those days to train their children. But I don't know about today. How many people can use Akara business to train their children in the university or in the high school, that is a secondary school and all of that? I don't know how many that can do that today with the current economic condition today. So that's what it is. So guys, whatever you think about this whole stuff, please kindly put it in the comment section, and then we'll continue to talk about what is happening in our country. And we do hope that one day God's intervention will come to our country. But I would say that the presidency, the Aso Villa, the wife of the president and her team should take more better opportunities for Nigerian women, not just Akara and Kwuli-Kwuli business, but the kind of business that can sustain a family, that can help a woman to support her husband, or a man to support her wife. Akara business is not just for women. Man does Akara business and all of that. But we are looking at an empowerment program that when it comes to the family, it can lift them out of poverty, not sustaining them in poverty. That is the point. So they should think better and then come up with a strategy, with a plan, and with data on these women and how and what kind of program is best suited for each group of women. And then the government can provide the funding to support them. The one that need capacity building, training and all of that, they do that and then empower them to be able to launch into that business. Women of today, they are CEOs in companies, they develop apps, they develop all kinds of businesses today. They are in politics, they are everywhere. They are doing well in developed countries. As I'm speaking to you, go to US, see children 18 years, they already own a company, they are doing personal business. They don't work for anybody, they work for themselves. Do we have such opportunity in Nigeria where you can start up your own company and start building on it and make progress without knowing anybody or having contact of people in government? In abroad, you don't need to have contact of anybody. Build your brand, know what you are doing, reach out to organizations. They study your proposal, they feel, okay, you can do it. They invite you, you display what you can do, you get the job. That's how it works. You don't need to know the president to have a job abroad. So that's what we are trying to see happen in our country, where a children of nobody can become somebody. That is what we want to see. So, well, First Lady, whatever you are doing, we know that the office of the First Lady is not constitutional, but whichever way, whatever she's doing to support Nigerian women, well, that's fine. But do you want to join Peter Aka in his kind of new business? He's following the orders of the wife of the president, the advice of the wife of the president to start up Akara business, and you can see how he's doing. Are you joining Peter Aka, or you are still waiting, saying that Akara business is not good, or that Kwuli-Kwuli business is not? Maybe you can even start Suya, whichever one you can do. All right. So I wish you guys all the best, and I'll see you in my next video. So if you are new to this channel, please kindly like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel and put on your notification bell, so that when my next new video drop, you will be among those that will be notified. Thank you for watching. I'm going to see you in my next video. Do have a wonderful day. I'm signing out. See ya.